and welcome back to another video. Feels a bit mental to be saying that again because it's actually been over a month since I filmed anything. I'm really sorry that has happened. I did actually have other videos filmed. I'm ready to edit. I had a Drama School Blacks haul of all like the bits I've been buying for going to drama school, and I had a week in the life of online classes video filmed as well, but I just, after I filmed them, the week in the life one, I felt like it was literally just like time lapses upon time lapses upon time lapses of me doing workouts. Like I did chat through like what I was doing each day and stuff like that, what I was eating, but I just wasn't sure if it would be that interesting for anybody to watch because I wasn't that interested in editing it. So I mean, I will happily film that again, delete the footage, but I will do that another week if that's something that anyone would be interested in. You can let me know. And the other one, it took me like over a month to film the footage because things kept arriving like at different times and in different parcels. Corona. I just got really demotivated to edit it because at the time when I'd started filming it, I was like, oh yeah, this is such a cool video idea, and then when I actually like finished filming everything and went down to edit it, I was editing things from like a month ago, and I was just a bit bored of it. But I feel like if I was to sit down as well and do a haul like all in a oneer and then edit it after, I'll probably feel differently. So I still have like all the clothes that I kept, but again, if that's something you'd like to see, let me know in the comments and I can do both of those, maybe a different. Today I'm coming at you with another drama school video, which I mean is kind of where I think this channel is going. I had a bit of a mental moment the other day. I was checking the comments on something and I saw that video had over 1,000 views, which is a little bit mental because I can see a little 1k, and I mean I don't do this for the views at all, but that's obviously what you guys are wanting to see. I mean, it's a topic I'm really passionate about, and it's obviously something that's going to be really prevalent in my life the next couple of years, and I would be vlogging my experience of like moving and stuff like that anyway, so I thought, why not? Like, why not? Let's just keep rolling with it. So I actually asked my Instagram to ask me questions that are drama school, acting, anything like on that sort of trend related, and there was over 100 questions, so I definitely can't answer them all today. Let's see a part 2. Let me know the questions and I can do more. Okay, actually I'll tell you what I'm going to start with. Just for the people who know me, they're going to recognise this is actually my spam account here, but this is because a girl asked it on a YouTube video and commented it myself, so I remembered to write it to answer it. So she asked me what I wore for my auditions, and I actually think all my clothes are washed, so I can show you. I will put a picture I think here of what I was wearing. I wore the same thing to every audition because I kind of pre-worked out before what would be comfortable and good for me to wear. I got a lot of advice, a lot of different advice from a lot of different people saying that the most important things about what to wear is something that you're comfortable in, something that you can move a little bit in, because you could be doing a movement workshop, you don't want to feel tight, restrictive, plus it just kind of shows you to be a bit ignorant to the subject you're going into. Like you wouldn't turn up to an acting rehearsal in a tiny skirt and heels because you'd know you were going to be physical. So I think if you were to turn up to an audition in like skinny jeans that you can't move in, I think that would show you to be ignorant. But then also you kind of want to be wearing something which shows a little bit of you, and you have very little time to show the panel you. So sometimes what you're wearing can give them a vibe of your personality. So that kind of goes two ways. Again, you don't want to be giving off the wrong impression, but if you can show a little bit of your style, I think that's a great thing. So it's about finding a balance between sensible and you. And then also I think something that's plain works, a plain colour, because you don't want the panel to be sitting going, oh, look at her top, that's a really interesting, what does that say? It's just quite far away, I can't read it. And suddenly they're distracted by what's on your body rather than what you're doing, and then they don't remember you, and so you want it to be a blank canvas as well. You want a blank canvas so they're not distracted. You want it to show a little bit of personality, but you also want to be comfortable. Those might feel like 3 very, very alien things, but I promise you there will be something which works for you. Hope that kind of answers your question a wee bit. Yeah. Okay, so somebody's asked what I would be doing if I wasn't doing drama, and the actual answer to that is I don't really know, because I can't really imagine myself doing anything else. I have a real passion for history, so I maybe would have gone into something like that, but then I also know that advanced higher history kind of killed my soul a little bit, because I just felt like it was way too academic writing the essays, and I'm not that academic a person, so I don't know if I could have gone on and studied it. Same with English, I've got quite a big passion for English, but I just don't know if I could have like gone and studied an English degree. I maybe would have done like theatre and history. Probably would have ended up teaching, maybe primary. I love kids, but I'd rather teach performing arts than teach maths and English. Like, I was also always really passionate about law. Actually, I feel like I could have gone into law. Anyone that knows me knows that I'm a little bit feisty. I love a wee argument, me. I just find law interesting. Criminal law or psychology. I find like criminal psychology really interesting too. I don't know, lots of things, but nothing like definite this is what I would have done, because I don't actually know, because I've never ever given myself that option. I know a lot of people think you should have a backup plan. I don't believe that. I believe to recognise that you might not be successful, what even is success, to recognise that some people don't manage to sustain a career and it is difficult, is sensible, but to say this is what I'm going to do when I fail is degrading to you and to your mind. Belief and optimism with sensibility is my life mantra, 1,000,000%. Is drama something that you've always wanted to do? Yes. Don't know if you can tell, it's a big passion of mine. I've always wanted to act. My story, my little how did I get into it? I was 5, I went to see my friend in a panto, and I turned around to my mum and said, why is she doing that, not me? No word of a lie. And my mum enrolled me at her theatre school. I trained there for a couple of years, and then I moved from there to UKTS, where I've been since. I went to RCS last year. I've done various bits and bobs my whole life. Love it, always have, always will. Definitely, without being cheesy, because I am being cheesy, definitely made me who I am today. Couldn't imagine myself doing anything else. What plays would you recommend? That's interesting. Okay, so some of my favourite plays, to name a few. Crocodile Fever, Megan Tyler, amazing. Oh, Yerma, but not traditional Yerma, and that NTS Yerma was insane. Watched it, obsessed with it, amazing. If we're talking about actual like productions that I've seen that I loved, Romeo and Juliet by the RSC in 2018, loved it as well. Oh, I read The Deposit quite recently, and I actually really enjoyed that. It's written really well. Things I Know to Be True is stunning. That was NTS, but in association with this is me doing physical theatre. What is it? What are they called? What are they called? Oh my god, why can't I remember their name? Why can't I remember their name? Why can't I remember their name? I'm gonna have to Google this. That is really frustrating. Frantic Assembly! Oh, that was such an easy one. Oh, that's another one that I love. Another play, add it to the list, by Many Wounds, Zinnie Harris. Amazing. Panopticon by NTS last year. Incredible. Based on the book by Jenny Fagan. I don't know if you can actually buy the play of it, because I tried to, because there's some amazing monologues, but I believe it's getting redone by the NTS, obviously once they can get back into theatre. So if you can go and see that, I would highly recommend that one. I feel like that was quite a few. I'll put the list here. Highly advise any of them. What monologues did you use for your audition? Somebody asked me this in the comments on my video the other day, and I did answer, and I think I might put it in my last video, but I might not have, but I'll answer it anyway. So for my auditions, I used 2 contemporaries, 2 Shakespeares and a devised piece. So obviously my devised piece doesn't have it, well, it does have a name. It's called The Bubble. It was written by me. Sorry, I can't really share that one because it's my devised piece. And then for my contemporaries, I did the opening monologue from By Many Wounds by Zinnie Harris. I also did Outlying Islands by David Grieg. Don't really know, don't really care. That's bad, I didn't say that. Which is another great play. Wasn't really sure if I loved the ending of it, but for my classicals I had Shakespeare and I had Greek. So I did a monologue from Electra, the Dear Friends monologue. It's from the Methuen translation. And I did one of Joan of Arc's speeches as well. I did her second speech, The Regent Conquers, not Oh no, actually the Regent Concourse was first. Not first, let me tell you who you have condemned. Because I just, I didn't connect with that speech as well. I tried both because I thought the character Joan suited me, and I just didn't connect with it as much. The other one, when you first look at it, it looks a bit mental, but I feel like there's a lot more subtext. The other one is a lot shorter, it's a lot hard. For me personally, the reason I didn't pick it is I thought it felt a lot harder to connect to, and very, very high stakes, which I know a lot of people might be drawn to because they think they can play it better. Or she's screaming, then I can go, ooh. But my issue with high stakes monologues is that if you're not doing the full play, it's really, really difficult to launch yourself in at that point. I think, yes, high stakes in terms of subtext, but sometimes it's easier to play like mental and underlying high stakes rather than I'm about to die if I don't say this, because automatically when you think of something like that, it's so hard to connect to if you've not been through your character's journey. So I would just be wary of picking something like that. And that was my 5 speeches. I'll pop the list here. So Rose here has asked who my favourite UKTS vocal explorer is, and I would have to say that would be Christopher Pugh, legend. Biggest acting inspirations, this is a fun one. Karen Fishwick, Scottish actress, incredible, played Juliet in the RSC's production. I'm obsessed with her, she's amazing. Jennifer Lawrence has my heart, she's an angel, I love her. Also love Jennifer Aniston, the Jennifers are just great. Tom Hiddleston is a joy to watch act. The Night Manager, I was obsessed with it. Like, I mean obsessed with The Night Manager. I also really love Martin Compston, again another Scottish actor. I was never that sure of him. I've seen The Line of Duty and I liked him but I didn't love him. But then when I saw him in The Nest, obsessed, absolutely obsessed. Talking of The Nest, Mirren Mack, who again is another Scottish actress, out of this world. Like, she's what, 19, 20? Just sensational, incredible. If you've not seen The Nest, go watch it. Gillian Thorpe. No, Rose Hughes is also asked if I would ever date a drama boy. Well, I can highly advise from personal experience not to date a drama boy. Kidding on. I mean, I don't really think there's much of a difference. I think if you're dating somebody who's got the same interests or shared interests as you, then that can only be a good thing. So I don't see why you shouldn't. Top 3 tips for being in an audition room. Okay, the first one I'm gonna go with is stand out but don't show off. So I think one of the most important things in an audition room is to find a really comfortable middle ground between being there and very present and ready to work and engaging with people and staying alert and just showing the best version of you, and that is there and isn't hiding to the back but isn't going me. If you're in a group workshop, people aren't going to want to work with you. Like, a panel isn't going to look at that and see that as a great thing. They're going to look at that and go, oh, she's really not really caring what they're saying. She's wanting, like, she's taking charge and being like out there, and it's not the best quality to have. Acting is a very collaborative subject, so if you're not showing that collaborative nature, and even like in a group workshop, if you're not collaborating with other people, just being mindful and respectful of the fact that there's other people in the room working too. Like, it's not the usual when you are working as an ensemble. It's just not. That's not what that is about. So don't disappear, but don't thrust yourself to the forefront of everybody. Self-belief before anything else. I think for me, what I really struggled with was telling myself that I belonged in the room. Like, for a long time, I really struggled with the idea of I belong in that room, I belong in that class, I am good enough. That was a really big mental battle for me. I just felt like at the start of last year and the year before, I just felt like I didn't belong at all. I felt really out of place. I felt really not passionate, that's not a word, unpassionate. Unpassionate? Is unpassionate a word? I felt really like I loved acting. I've never not loved it, but I felt a bit like I'd lost touch with who I was as an actor, and in turn just wasn't really, felt like other people deserved it so much more than me. I think the most important thing to come to terms with before you go into an audition is the fact that you are as prepared as you can be. So that's what I always said to myself right before I could do, that's what my book was about, and I will do a separate video. A couple of people requested it, talking through my book and what I did with that. I used my book as a checklist of I've done this, I've done this, I've done this, I've done this, I've done this. I could not be, at this moment in time, I am as prepared as I can be. I am as prepared as these speeches could be. Obviously there's always more work to do. There's always more work to do, but I'm at a level where if I walk in there I will give a strong, solid performance, and I deserve to be in this room. That doesn't mean, that isn't a mentality of I deserve to be on that course. That's cocky, but it's a mentality of what I'm going to show them is the best. If they don't think I'm ready or right for them, that is fine. That's not on me. That is on the day, my age, whatever they want to view me as, but I am giving them as much as I possibly can, and now it's over to their decision. I can't do any more. That mentality is a really positive mentality to be in, because you're not telling yourself that you are 100% going to get in and setting yourself down for that fall, but you're also staying right in that positive space of I deserve this, or not I deserve, I don't think I deserve is the right word, but I have worked hard for this and I'm ready for this. Now it's their decision. Believe in yourself first. If you don't believe in yourself, how's anybody else going to believe in you? So self-belief, get it sorted, and be prepared. Quite simply, if you walk into the room unprepared, it doesn't matter how good you are, you're not going to get in. People work and work and work and work for years in advance to get in. Some people will go, I want to audition, and I've got friends as well. I've got so many friends. I've got a friend that I'm thinking of who's sat down for the last couple of years and gone, I want to audition for 2021 intake. And she's been working for that 2021 intake. So when she walks into the room this Christmas or January coming, she's going to smash that out the park, because she knows that she has worked and worked and worked and worked and worked. That isn't to say it can't be done in 6 months to a year. It so can be done in 6 months to a year. I only really prepared for 6 months, 7 months, 8 months. It can be done, but don't let preparation be the reason you don't get in, because you'll never let yourself live that down. And I tell you what, when you get a knockback that big, you'll believe it's because of you. You'll see that knockdown and go, oh, I'm not good enough. Not, I wasn't prepared enough. It takes a big person to step back and go, the reason I didn't get that was because I wasn't prepared. So don't even let that be an option. And then if you're prepared as you possibly can be, if you don't get in, then at least you can sit back and go, I did everything I can, it just wasn't right. Rather than this really negative mentality of I wasn't good enough, I didn't prepare enough, I didn't do this, I didn't do that. Just don't let it be an option. So be prepared, self-belief, be present, but don't show off. Those are my top 3 tips. I'll maybe answer a couple more and then I'll leave it there, because I've already been talking for half an hour. Duncan said, I come visit you, will you have some new weird accent to make fun of, or will it just be the usual? Probably just the usual. If I lose my Scottish accent, I'll cry, because it's part of my identity. I vibe with my Scottish accent. It's who I am, guys. I don't want to lose it. I probably won't. It'll probably fade a little bit, but like, I feel like with accents, it's like the second you're around people who speak the way that you speak, you know, you revert. Well, Rose has asked, do you look at the panel or not look at the panel when auditioning? I think personally for me is I don't look at the panel when I'm doing my monologues, but I do think there's something to be said for like, I know if I was on a panel I would feel really uncomfortable if somebody was like giving it to me straight in the eyes. I think it can be really, really intense, but I understand why people want to do that, because you know, like connecting with somebody, it can really, really help a performance. What I found with all my auditions is a lot of them, if it was open room, if you asked for somebody to direct your speech to, they said does anybody mind, and somebody got up off the floor, like another auditionee. Or I know Alra, they had current students waiting in the room, so that if you needed somebody to direct to and give direct eye contact instead of staring at a point on the wall, you could have it. I wouldn't just pick them as a focal point. If you're going to do it, ask. Fair enough, be bold, make the choice, but be prepared to be told no. So do it if you want. I personally don't, because I find it a little bit distracting. I'm fine if I'm in a scene with somebody, but I just think with monologues a lot of the time, unless I'm in the middle of a play and I am talking to a character, I feel like if it's just a random person in the room, sometimes I feel a little unnatural. And for me, again, with the whole preparation thing, I like to have rehearsed until I'm blue in the face. So if I've rehearsed to a wall, I don't like to then chuck a person. That's another thing. I would never ever do something, I wouldn't deviate from how you've rehearsed it. If you've rehearsed it with a person, fair enough, try and make that happen. But if you've rehearsed it to a wall or to a spot or to whatever, I wouldn't, or to yourself, I just wouldn't change that in the heat of the moment, because you're only going to throw yourself. Favourite and least favourite audition experiences. I'm going to answer first. My favourite audition experience I'm just going to go from drama school auditions. I think my favourite audition experience was, do you know what, I didn't really have any that were that awful. My least favourite was East 15, but it wasn't by any means a bad experience. I just felt a little bit, what's the word, I talked about it more in my other video, but I felt a bit alienated, is that the word? There was a lot of they have 140 people on their foundation course, and the majority of the people on my audition day were all foundationers. They kind of segregate you. It feels a bit like them and you. And one of the panel members was a bit rude, to not just to me, he was a little bit to me personally, but not as bad as he was to other people, and it just kind of gave me an icky feeling about the school. I know people that go in love, so no hate, I'm not intending, I'm just retelling my experience. Obviously there's a million and one things that could have happened that day to the guy, so I'm not berating it at all. I'm just that was, in terms of all my auditions, and the majority were great, that was my least favourite. I would say, I'm trying to think, RCS was great, Rose Bruford was great. Well, actually, I'm going to be really controversial. My Rose Bruford acting audition, the audition panel member was tough. A good tough, but tough for first round, and I was kind of terrified, but it was a great day, all the people were lovely, so I don't really, I probably wouldn't say it was my favourite audition experience because I was terrified, but I didn't have a bad experience either. The ATA audition was amazing. I really, really, really loved the way they did it. It got me really interested about the course. That was a great audition experience. And then RCS and Alra were literally just the two most friendly places I went. They made you feel so comfortable. I have to say, I think Alra takes the cake just because of the way they did it. I got to do a movement class, got to do a voice class, I got to do 3 different monologues, I got to interview with the head of the course. It just felt very much like, this is our school, this is what we're going to do for you. Everybody was lovely. I thought it was a very, really, really lovely audition, and it was my first audition as well, so it was a great way to start off. But again, RCS, they were amazing too. All my auditions were great. I'm forgetting loads, but yeah, that's it. Have you met any stuck up crazy people in the audition process? 100% yes. There's some people you just go, why are you here? Why are you here? Why are you here? There was only one experience really I had that I was like, and again that was at East 15 to do with the foundations, but I think I talked about it in my other video, so if you're interested, go and have a look. Okay, and I'm just gonna finish on a question that I think was the most asked question, and it was, what are you most nervous for / excited for the next year? I'm really nervous to live on my own. Well, not live on my own, so I'm going to be in a flat, and I've already met 3 out of the 5 other people that are going to be living with me. Everybody seems lovely. It's a beautiful area to live in. It's really close to London, and of course it's funny because one of the most things I'm most excited for is to get that independence and to move away from home, but I'm just terrified because I'm awful. I am clumsy, I can't cook at all. I feel like I'm going to be a nightmare, but I'm really excited at the same time to have that opportunity to like stand on my own 2 feet. I think I will be gutted if I don't get to move in August, like less than 3 months. Oh my god, it's June today, so we're like talking like not next month but the month after. If I don't get the opportunity to move, I think I will be quite upset. I mean, obviously I know that it will happen at some point in like the next 6 months, but fingers crossed it'll be in August. I'm really, really excited to be spending like every day with people who are just as passionate about subjects as I am. I am unbelievably excited to go to America next year. I just think this opportunity to study abroad is one that not many people get, especially not in America, and I'm just like, I can already feel the adrenaline. You get to pick your school by Christmas, so I'll know where I'm going to be, and it's just going to be the most incredible experience. Literally, when I say I'm going to be living my dream for the next 3 years, I mean it. I'm not looking forward to paying off the student loan, but that's another story. I think I'm going to leave this here. Please do keep liking and commenting and subscribing, because then I know that this is actually the type of thing that people want to watch. Like I said, the difference in views between that video and other videos is really giving me an indication that this is what people want to see from me. But I won't know that unless you actually confirm it. And if anybody has any video ideas and / other things that they want to see, do let me know. I know a video of me talking through my book has been quite heavily requested, and I found my cue cards, which I did as well, so I am going to film that in the next week or so. But like I said, let me know, and I can maybe answer some more of those questions, because there was loads more that I wanted to answer in another video. But like I said, like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. Thank you for all the love and support.